Hello, how are you doing today? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we're going to talk about something a little bit different. We all hear those stories about moving closer to family and how amazing it is, right? Built-in babysitters, holiday dinners that don't require a plane ticket. It sounds like a dream. Let me start by saying I love my family. They're the most important thing to me in my life after God. But there's a difference between loving someone and living on top of them. See, I envisioned this picture-perfect situation where we'd have weekly game nights, spontaneous barbecues, all that good stuff. Turns out, reality isn't always as Instagrammable as we think. Moving closer means a lot more well-meaning, but sometimes misunderstood advice. You know, the kind that you talk about you're watering your plants wrong, or you should really fold your laundry this way. Don't get me wrong, sometimes a second opinion is great, but after a while it can feel like you're lost your independence. Ironically, despite surrounded by family, you can feel yourself feeling lonelier than ever. The close proximity only serves to highlight the disconnect between you and your loved ones, leaving you longing for the sense of community you once had at your old place before moving. So what's the solution? Get involved. Find those groups that you used to love being involved in, make friends. Yes, you love being around your family and you want to be around them as much as you can, but they have their own lives. So you need to find something else that you enjoy doing that doesn't involve them. Maybe there's a church group that you loved. Maybe it's a volunteer organization helping feeding kids. Maybe it's going to a support group that you're helping you get through the grief of losing a loved one. But make sure that you get involved outside of your family to really enjoy your new community. Suddenly, surprise visits become the norm. Now, don't get me wrong, I love seeing my family and my door is always open, but sometimes you just need some me time to unwind, recharge, and with everyone close by, those boundaries can start to blur a little. One of the biggest challenges of living in your family is maintaining those boundaries. Suddenly your personal space feels invaded and you find yourself constantly navigating that delicate balance between closeness and independence. So what do we do to make sure this doesn't happen? Is set up those boundaries before you move or when you first get there and say, this is what we're doing, this is what I'd like you not to do. Call before you come, only come to Sunday dinner. I'll call you when I need your help and I'll call you to see if you need my help. Set up those boundaries so everybody has a place where they can start, and you're probably going to have to look at them again later and make sure that you're all still on the same page, that there hasn't been any changes. Life comes up. Kids grow up, people get new jobs, things change, and so those boundaries may need to be reestablished as your life goes along, but it is important to set them up in the beginning. As time goes on, you start to realize that the idyllic picture you painted in your mind doesn't quite match up to reality. Family dynamics are complex and sometimes expectations fall short. Disappointment sets in and you can't help but wonder if you made the right decision to move closer to family. But here's the thing, moving closer can be amazing, but it takes communication. Before you take the plunge, have an honest conversation about expectations. We have a PDF in the description below that you can download about questions to talk about as you set up these boundaries and have this communication. Talk about it with your friends and family, about the kind of support that you need from them to give to you and that you can offer. Maybe you are moving there to help take care of your grandkids. Maybe you're moving there because you need help. But set that up originally. Again, talking about boundaries, not only just boundaries, but don't be afraid to communicate. Talk about what you're feeling. Talk about, well, I know we said this, but I really think we need to change it to this. Communication is key in every relationship, especially when you're transitioning from one that was more far apart and now you're going to be more close together. So make sure that you keep that communication going. Why am I talking about regrets about moving closer to family? I'm Laura Clute with Ozark Gateway Realty and I work in North Central Arkansas. I am the principal broker and I also have an SRES certification, Senior Real Estate Specialist. So if you found this video valuable, make sure you share it, like it, comment, subscribe to our channel so you can stay up to date on lakefront tips and homeowner tips. as well as let your friends and family members know about this valuable information. Now, living near family can put a strain on your relationships. Disagreements are going to escalate, tensions will arise, and suddenly you find yourself caught in the middle of family drama you never saw it coming. It's a harsh reality that leaves you questioning your decision to move at all. So how can we stop this? Make sure you look into your local support groups. Is there support groups in the churches? Can you get grief counseling at the churches? Is there a place you can volunteer? Find other ways you can get involved in the community, not only in your neighborhood, but the whole town, or maybe even the state. Maybe there's organizations from when you used to be working that you want to be involved in. It's important to be involved for your mental health as well as your physical health. And guess what? It's totally okay if moving closer to your family doesn't work out for you. Life is about figuring things out, and sometimes that means changing your mind. Don't feel guilty if you need a little more space. You want to make sure that you research the area you're going to. Now, sometimes you were probably there originally, you moved away to Cherokee Village maybe, and you retired for a little bit, and then you said, I really need to go back to my family. So it may be a place that you're familiar with. But if it's been a few years since you've been gone, it's probably changed. So you still may want to check into the area, see and make sure that those things that you enjoy doing are available. Does it have the resources you need for that counseling or doctors or medical care that you need? So it is still important to research, no matter if you think you're familiar with the area or not. The truth is, there's a perfect distance for everyone. Maybe for you, it's living down the street or just across town. Could be the next state over in a few hours drive. Maybe it's a quick plane ride away. The important thing is finding what works for you and your family. But you're only going to find that out with that communication and doing the research. Some of the examples are, do you need someone to help with a spouse to give you breaks? What kind of support do you need? Do you plan on sharing keys or garage codes? How long is the ideal visit? Is it okay to bring children? Are you worried about the noise and things breaking? What are your concerns about moving closer? Moving closer to family isn't always the fairy tale we imagined it to be. It comes with its own set of challenges, from blurred boundaries to strained relationships. While the decision is deeply personal, it's important to weigh the pros and cons carefully before taking the plunge. Make sure to download the PDF in the description for topics to discuss when meeting with your family on your boundaries. Thanks for watching and have a blessed day.